So Michigan doctors are sounding the alarm this afternoon about dropping immunization rates, especially as school prepares to reopen. Paula Tutman sat in on a roundtable hosted by the Michigan Academy of Family Physicians, where family practitioners voiced extremely dire concerns.
A cautionary tale from COVID. Our nation blew the window to eradicate the wild strain, which opened the door to numerous, some more dangerous variant strains. A combination of physical lack of access to physicians during the pandemic and the undeniable influence of deliberate misinformation, disinformation, and politics. And the nation is now at risk of seeing diseases we've not seen in 2 generations reemerge.
I just grieve over the potential for children and adults being hurt by preventable illness.
Immunizations in Michigan have dropped 6%. Today, 32% of children in this state are currently at risk of contracting a dread disease that can be prevented with basic, proven, tested, safe immunizations. And here's an example of a new old threat, polio. Once nearly eradicated, there was a time when children would be in school one day and not the next.
My parents and my grandparents literally were joyful at the advent of vaccines because they had such fear of the disease. The problem we have now is we don't fear these diseases. And because we don't fear these diseases, it's inevitable. If you don't know history, it will repeat.
Maybe anti-vaxxers were vaccinated themselves, and I said, look at you, you did okay. And so I try to encourage parents to say, you know, you wouldn't want your child to have something, wouldn't have something that you had that protects you.
And it's not just ancient diseases we once thought we'd eradicated threatening a comeback.
Measles is so contagious that for every person who has it, up to 9 out of 10 people around them will get measles if not fully vaccinated. The virus causing measles result in fever and rash and, in most serious cases, brain swelling, which can lead to permanent brain damage and death.
As these diseases we're talking about preventing, when they occur, we are almost powerless to treat them. We have very little that prevents catastrophic illness. And what people don't understand, if a child gets measles and starts getting the brain swelling, there isn't much we can do. We do supportive care. You know, if a child gets polio, there's nothing we can do to prevent paralysis. The window is now. There's no such thing as the time frame for prevention. You either do it now or we're going to have consequence.
Yeah, so keep in mind, in Michigan, most schools open in less than a month. And physicians are saying the time is now to keep these diseases from coming back with a vengeance, because if they do come back and they get a foothold, we'll just use COVID as the tutorial with what happens next. Karen?
So much there to consider and take into perspective. We do appreciate that. Thank you, Paula.